Ayy, Brewski, I'm in my zone like a 2-3. Would sue me, urban gorilla, no Gucci. Yeah, the scriptures I be kicking like Bruce Lee. Check my precepts, raw than sushi. Summertime, so I stay in the cool B. On the corner throwing bumps like I'm Drew Brees. Yeah, tap out for your how we bringing them gas out. Cut a heathen cause he running his fat mouth. Off the dribble, I be balling like.
Give me 1 Samuel 20. Where you from? Where you from?
California.
What's your nationality?
Armenian.
You're Armenian? You definitely can join us.
That's right.
Do you have black friends?
Yeah.
You like them?
Yeah.
Are they better than you at anything? You don't know? You play sports? Are you better than black people at sports? You don't know? I'm gonna take that as you're not better than me.
That's right.
Why do you want to join us? What made you say that? Why do you want to join us? We just look cool? Well, I'm glad you think that. But you can't join us. You'll be considered a heathen. Where your parents at? Where your parents at, young man? Where your parents at? America's mom? Tell your parents that you and your people of Armenia are going into slavery.
That's right.
You gonna tell them that? Tell them that you met the Israelites and that Armenians are going into chains and slavery. You gonna tell them that for
That's right.
And then maybe you can join us as our slaves.
That's right.
Is that okay? All right, bet. No, we don't need any pounds from England. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna help you all right with the chain around your neck.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyways.
Psalm 61:3. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy.
Oh, that's what the Most High is to us when we see him. The strong tower. You have a question, man? You have a question, man? What's going on?
I was about to ask that.
What's going on with us?
Yeah.
We're preaching the Bible, man. You believe in the Bible?
I like discussing it, not reading
You
it.
like discussing it. What would you like to discuss about the Bible?
Well,
Can you come closer? I can barely hear you.
I'm more concerned about why you guys have like guns and knives.
Is that a problem?
No, I'm just confused.
You confused? You be there in Luke. Let's see what you believe in Christ. Or do you believe in Christ or no? You just discussed the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible?
I believe that the Romans killed a man by putting him on sticks. Yes.
Okay. So who's that man?
He's a lot of things.
What's his name?
Joshua, son of Joseph.
Joshua? You can call him Joshua.
Yeah,
That's
Yeshua.
not a problem. Sure. So they killed Yeshua. You believe in his words?
I believe in the 2 commandments.
The 2 commandments? But what about everything else he said? What about everything else Yeshua said?
Try not to be a dick.
No. I'm talking about, well, I mean, that's not what he said. That's crazy.
I'm trying.
That's
It's
crazy.
called paraphrasing.
Listen, that's not what he said. That's more than paraphrasing. That's just saying something he didn't say. But anyways,
And I don't want to waste time.
we're not wasting time. I'm gonna get to your question about the quote unquote weapons that we have. Read that.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 36. Then said he unto them,
Read.
but now he that hath a purse,
If you have a purse, meaning what? You have money. Read.
let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword,
If you have no what?
if he that hath no sword,
What's a sword?
It's like a knife, but a lot longer.
Okay, so in today's time, what would a sword represent?
Anything. Really
A gun,
doesn't-
right? Would it be a gun? Would a sword be a gun in today's time? A weapon.
I think that would be a bow. Not
No, a
entirely sure.
sword is a weapon, though, right?
Yes.
So is a gun a weapon? So that's what we're doing. Read.
and he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
Right.
This is what Christ said. This is what Yeshua
Okay, I
said.
respect that.
If if you don't have a weapon, sell what you have and buy a weapon. And up here, we're not necessarily here to hurt anybody, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
It's for self-defense. Because people don't like what we say sometimes, you know what I mean?
Stay strapped and get clapped. Got it.
Hey, man. And the white man did that very well in Europe, you agree? What's your nationality, man? What's your ethnicity?
American.
You're American?
My nationality.
What
was born
European
in
country
America,
are your forefathers from?
I am born in America. That is all that I know.
What about your father and your grandfather?
American.
You're all American?
Yeah.
What country in Europe though? Because
I
Americans.
don't fucking know.
You don't know?
No one's told me
No
anything.
one told you? But you're European though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. The European man utilized the weapons of war to conquer the known world, right? Right? Is that what happened?
Uh-huh.
So he used his sword, his military might, deception, to kill people, correct?
Yeah, but
Or what?
the way you're saying it sounds like it's an exclusive thing. Conflict is...
We're talking about the apex predator of here.
That's
The
right.
European man is the best at it. That's why he runs everything, right? Does a white man run the world?
Thank you so kindly, sir. I'm sorry.
Can the European man go to any country he wants, for the most part, outside of Russia and North Korea?
That's right. Thank you.
All praise.
Because I threw my cigarette down.
All praise to the Most High.
Right.
man. Hey man, there's plenty of information on that YouTube channel once you get it. Do you agree with that?
Sorry, I stopped paying attention.
I referenced the best person at warfare is the European man, right? Because he conquered everybody, right? He colonized the world. Correct?
No, I know you're right. I'm just trying to remember which part they fucked up at.
I mean, you could say they did that.
Wait,
But I'd
shit.
say it's divine intervention. That the God of the Bible allowed him to do that. Just for him to be destroyed in the end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think the Bible existed before Britain.
Of course it did.
That's
But there's prophecy in the Bible that talks about today's time. Or do you believe in that?
I don't believe in the Bible as like the Christian truth. Like this is all going to happen. The book of Revelation is upon us.
Of course
More
it
of
is.
like
Of course it is.
I
Along with other parts of the Bible, not just Revelation.
personally I feel like
But you
it's,
don't know the Bible. That's the problem. Give me that in Amos 2:11. Because there's a reason why. And you reference Christians or Christianity, whatever the case may be. Those Christian churches aren't going to go into deep breakdowns of prophecies in that church. There's no benefit to them in that. It's a feel-good thing. It's dancing, singing, giving tithes, going home and repeating it every week. That's what they do. Then I can tell you about judgment for the most part. They're going to tell you, oh, believe in Christ and you're saved.
I mean, there
And
are
that's all there is.
there are different to like sales methods,
Salesman.
like pitches. It's like some people will
Interesting. I like that analogy, but you're right.
yeah, they're salvation salesmen.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Give me that in Titus. Actually, no, give me that, what's it, Jeremiah 56?
It's like you remember indulgences, right? 95 reasons why fuck the church.
What's that?
You remember indulgences?
Ooh.
Indulgences, like it used to be I think it still is a Catholic thing. It's like here, just give us your money and we can absolve you of sin.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Catholicism, yeah, for sure.
It's like Martin Luther said, that's bullshit. Here's 95 reasons why fuck the church.
Well, yeah, he lost the debate. That's why he did that. Yeah, Jeremiah 23 slide. Martin Luther, obviously, is a European, and he dictated things after he lost the debate, and that's when he created Protestants. You know what I mean? And he has his own theology, as you call it, but that's not in the Bible. Because the only people that are allowed to translate and read the Bible and decipher the Bible are the Israelites. You mean that?
This is Amos 2:11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets.
Amos is a prophet, an Israelite. He's talking about the Israelites. The Israelites were raised up for prophets, read.
And of your young man for Nazarite. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord?
3:7.
Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
The God in the Bible is only going to reveal the secrets to his servants, the prophets. So when you reference Martin Luther and the Christian dogma, they're not reading prophecies to you. Like I said, it's a sales pitch. Repent, come up to the pulpit. I'm gonna lay hands on you, put some oil on your face, give you some wine and crackers once a month, and you're good. You're good to go. We're not going to these prophecies. So you reference Revelation. Some of Revelation already happened in the earth. But like I said, a regular Christian wouldn't know it because they don't have the breakdown. They were taught by their slave master. That's where the Christian church was started. On the slave plantation. You familiar with that?
Yes, but I'm not entirely sure it was plantations. Like, they were
Slave plantations.
I mean, like, in construction sites.
What are you talking about? Construction sites.
Like, they sent Jews as slaves to build shit.
Where?
In, God, I forgot what the name was called. Judea and Rome.
Wait a minute, hold on. You
Look,
said we were sent as slaves in Judea? We were slaves in Judea, but we didn't build anything as slaves in
I
Judea.
thought you were talking about the Jews.
Unless you're talking about Ezra and Nehemiah. Yeah, we are talking about the Jews. We're talking about the Israelites.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, but we were in slavery at that time, but we wanted to rebuild our temple. And that was our obligation to the Most High. Even though we were slaves, we built the temple because that's our purpose, and that's our heritage and culture, and that's part of the law to go to the temple and offer sacrifice at the temple of God. So it wasn't necessarily an inhumane thing at that time to build a temple to our God. We all wanted to do that because that was already our land. We had to do it, obviously, for other prophecies to come and pass for it to be destroyed again in 70 AD with the Roman time period. So at the time of Rome, we weren't necessarily building structures at that time. We built it before Rome took power. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you got a little bit of a timeline mix up. But anyways, what you got? But the main objective, that's what I was saying earlier about the Caucasian man. So God allowed the Caucasian man to rule the world. Give me that in Daniel 4. Where you at? You got something? Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, 27. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
So God says whoever is the wicked is a sword, which meaning they're going to be the ones that influence punishments in the earth or judgments in the earth. So we know that the white man is the main culprit today.
Right.
With his military power, right? And God calls them wicked because they have the sword, the weapon. The white man's military is the most powerful on the earth, whether it's Russia, America, the quote-unquote Jewish man in Israel right now. They have the 5th most powerful army in the world. And they're all Europeans. Isn't that ironic?
Wait, I think I remember, like, why they have it.
Why they have what?
Israel has the 5th largest military.
Because it's sponsored by America, that's the white people.
Oh, that too. But it's like, the reason is because, you know, being in the middle of, like, Gaza, a predominantly Muslim area, and sort of being, you know,
they're enemies to them.
Preemptively defensive towards them.
Interesting. But the Muslims over there don't have the military power that the Israelis have.
I know.
But they're still bombing them and oppressing them, right?
I said preemptively defending, as in.
But what are they defending them from?
First.
Rocks?
You
know you can go to jail for like 20 years in Israel if you throw a rock over there?
Preemptively defending means just hitting first.
Hitting
and
first.
daring them to fight back.
But they don't have to do that though.
Oh yeah, they don't have to, but they want to.
Why? Because what?
Because they basically live in a giant castle, and
You talking about the Israelis?
yeah, that's what Tel Aviv is. It's a giant walled-off city.
Sure. But there's Muslims that live in Israel too.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between them and people in Gaza?
Shit, I totally forgot.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's Muslims that live right. They have a mosque in Israel.
Yeah.
So why aren't they bombing them and killing them? Can you make it make sense?
I could make sense, but I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I could make sense
I can
as
tell
to
you.
why,
I
but I
can give you
won't
the answer.
find an acceptable reason.
So you don't have an answer, right?
I don't have an answer right now. But
Okay.
if I did, it wouldn't be like, yeah, that's an understandable reason. It's more of like, this is why they're doing it. Is it good? Is it a good reason why they're doing it? Fuck
You
no.
got that quote. Give me the quote from Abdul Nasir. Because the quote unquote Muslims over there know that those aren't the real Jews. That's why. And I'm gonna read you a quote from a person that was living over there right when they came back in 1948. Who got that for me? What's your name, man? Seth? Can I call you Seth? Is that a problem?
If you'd like. I don't think it matters anymore.
Great, you're right. It doesn't matter because you're a heathen. But anyways, read this. No, he doesn't look like Gary. Oh, Jerry?
It says, Salakia.
Gamal Abdul Nasir, read.
This is the words of Gamal Abdul Nasir. It says, when he was asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdul Nasir, stated,
Egypt is right next to Israel, right? It's connected to Israel, correct? You can look at the map, it's right next to Israel.
It's been a while since I looked at a map.
Not
I
a problem,
could
it's
be
right next to
wrong.
Israel, read. So the president of Egypt said this, read.
the Jews will never be able to live here in peace.
What? Seth, read this.
The Jews will never be able to live here in peace
The Jews, what you're talking about, the Jews will never be able to live here in peace. Why?
because they left here black.
They what?
They left here black,
And what?
but came back white.
That's why. Those aren't the real Jews. They left black and came back white. Those aren't the real Jews. You know who's the real Jews and Israelites? People up here, you're looking at.
Right.
That's why those Israelis, like I said to the other brother, they have the second highest rate of skin cancer in the world. Because they kick your skin right now would disintegrate in that heat. 110 and 120 degree weather.
That's right.
You can't survive. You don't have any melanin. You have a degenerative form of melanin. Our melanin survives in the sun.
Well, there's a reason.
Why is it?
Okay, you know how animals in mountains look different from animals in the desert?
I mean, that's irrelevant.
It feels kind of relevant.
Make your point.
So, if humans evolve,
Interesting.
I know this sounds like heresy and witchcraft
I'm not
and
surprised.
and downright buffoonery, but
You believe it. You
if-
believe it over that. Go ahead.
if humans theoretically lived in a singular place in a long time, say 5,000 years,
Interesting.
they would look similar or look different than another group of humans who lived somewhere else for that similar time frame.
So basically what you're telling me is that those white people are eventually going to become darker over time.
Theoretically, yes.
Where is that? Where can we get that example from? Where can I find proof of that anyway? 'Cause I don't agree with it.
Well, if you don't know,
So I want to cut you off. But I have one thing based off of that concept. So if you were living in a cold area over the course of time, would your skin become lighter in a colder area? Like if I'm darker than you. If I go to Alaska or live in Alaska and have descendants live in Alaska for 100 years, is that gonna be long enough for their skin to be white? Or what's gonna happen?
Well, if you live inside where there's no sunlight, you might become paler. But if you're outside all the time,
But the sun shines around 20 hours in Alaska sometimes.
yeah. But if you're inside where it's not so cold, your piss can literally freeze midstream.
Okay, but it's not cold all the time over there either in certain parts of Alaska. And the sun still shines 20 hours a day.
Yeah,
But they're in a cold area now. So which one is it? Is it the sun or is it the cold?
but all right. If you're somewhere it's cloudy,
Oh,
Or-
cloudy. So
yeah.
it's the sun.
yeah,
So those Israelis have been over there since 1948. And there's white people in South Africa right now. They're not getting darker. They're getting skin cancer. So they're not adapting. They're getting cancer from it.
Right.
evolution doesn't happen in like days or years. It happens over
5,000 years.
yeah, it happens over generations.
Can you show me an example of that anywhere?
Okay, so
That's right.
I do actually have an example.
Okay. Show me an example. Is that a abominable burger?
Beauregard.
I mean, what is that? Are you a LARPer? Are you LARP?
No,
You know LARP? You sound like a LARPer. But
no, I just like to act stupid.
that's the Edomite way.
Like right
That's
now.
right. Yeah, give me that. That's what I was going for.
So, this says that the last true Eskimos they've lived there for about 4,000 years. They say
The Eskimos that live in where?
in Alaska for the last 4,000 or so years.
What skin tone are Eskimos?
Generally on the darker side.
Okay, so how come they haven't turned white yet?
Well, one idea is being there,
Uh-huh.
place
Okay.
where not entirely sure, but
So that debunks your argument. That debunks your...
look, man, I'm just talking out of my ass. Do you honestly look like
And that's the problem.
That's
The
right.
problem.
listen? Do you honestly think I'm debating for my life here? I'm having fun.
You're proving yourself to be a fool.
That's
It is
right.
fun. It is fun.
You don't need to scream at me.
Nobody's screaming at you. They're not screaming at you. Nobody cares about you.
That's right.
They don't care. But I'm entertaining your arguments. As idiotic as they sound, as heretical as they sound, I'm entertaining it. Why? Because you're up here dialoguing with us.
I want to have
And I'm proving yourself. Listen, we don't want to have fun with you.
That's
We're
right.
gonna have fun with you once this country gets destroyed.
Right.
America will be destroyed, and you'll be a part of it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And that's what's coming to America for the white man's wickedness throughout the earth.
Right.
Your
Bring it
people,
out.
no matter what you've done, your ancestors, they are the epitome of wickedness. For them conquering the known world, the God of the Bible, who you quote unquote say you don't necessarily agree with or believe in, this is our book, not your book. Not any Christian theologian's book, this is the Israelites' book. This book was written by Israelites for Israelites alone, not everybody on the world. So I'm letting you know, as is written in this Bible, your ancestors known as Esau, Edomites, will be destroyed.
Right.
And you will be put in chains.
Right.
for your wickedness. And that's the fun. That's when the real fun begins.
Right.
1,000 years of yokes of iron on your neck and your back being whipped, and you working in our fields and building our kingdom. That's what happened. You know what I mean? That's the real fun for us. Give me Sirach 25:7. You have something? I got one more verse for you, then you get up the block, devil. I'm gonna call you devil, not Seth. You're a devil.
Right.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy.
To be happy. Happy is fun, right? Would you correlate that with fun? Sir, is happy synonymous with fun?
You don't want to discuss, do you? You want to be right.
No, I'm just asking if you agree. Is happiness synonymous with fun?
I wanted to have an actual discussion with
We're
you.
having a discussion. We can have a discussion.
No, you're having a lecture.
I mean, I'm teaching you at the same time. Because you're telling me something, I might agree with a few things you say. If I don't agree with it, I'm going to question it, and then I'm going to question where it comes from.
Look,
So it's not a problem if you believe what you believe. I'm just letting you know I don't agree with some of the things you say. And I'm proving it with history and with the Bible. It's nothing personal. It's not personal at all. You're making it personal because you're affected by it. I'm not personal. You didn't give me your name, so it doesn't matter. I'm just entertaining your arguments as you're dialoguing with us, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the dialogue, man. But it doesn't change the fact that you're going into slavery.
Bring it out!
So I have a question for you. Is happiness synonymous with fun? Is being happy synonymous with having fun? Since you mentioned fun. When I have fun, is happiness synonymous with that? When you're having fun, are you happy?
look.
Oh man. Okay. I got him. Can you answer the question? What's wrong with answering the question?
I don't feel comfortable talking to people who just want to scream.
Nobody's
and call me
screaming at
stupid.
you. I mean, you said yourself it was stupid though. You said it was heresy. You said it was, what else did you say? Heresy? What else did he say? Yeah, you were talking out your ass. Buffoonery. Buffoonery, right? Is that buffoonery is a negative connotation. So you can't blame us when you said it out your own mouth.
It's supposed to be a joke.
Oh, it was a joke.
Yes. I didn't expect you guys to actually believe anything that I was saying.
So do you believe what you're saying? Because you said something and I questioned it and brought out a fact, but then you had to be like, well, I don't know, and I can't answer that. You said that a couple different times.
All right, let me.
So that's what I'm going up. I'm only going up with the telling.
All right. Would you like to restart this discussion?
Absolutely. After you answer my question, is happiness synonymous with having fun?
Not necessarily.
When you have fun, are you happy?
Not immediately or necessarily.
So when you're having fun, you become happy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. So when a kid's having fun, he's happy, right?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. So when you have fun, do you get happy?
It's been diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns. How do you have fun? What's fun to you?
I don't know.
Are you a
anymore.
gamer?
I don't know anymore.
Arts and crafts? Cooking, painting? How do you have fun? So I can correlate that with happiness.
Just let me talk. You obviously don't want me to talk.
I'm just trying to draw it out of you because you're playing a game right now.
I'm trying to say I've been going through some stuff,
Oh,
and
crazy.
I wanted to talk to some people in hopes that I could feel connection with other people again.
Interesting. Okay. What type of connection?
Just like simple human camaraderie,
Camaraderie? Okay.
like understanding between two humans.
We are having an
That's all
understanding.
that I wanted.
It's an exchange of information. We're comparing and contrasting information right now. That's all we're doing. We're having a dialogue, right? You don't have to agree with what I say. I don't have to agree with what you say. But it's still an exchange of information, right? There's no hostility in my voice. I haven't yelled at you yet. Have I yelled at you? You gotta be sincere, man.
All right.
You want to have a connection, but you're not sincere right now. That's the problem. I'm asking you questions, now you're not answering my questions.
I was
And
sincere.
you say you want to continue a dialogue, but you're not answering my question. But that's not a problem. We're just going to read the Bible. Because I can correlate happiness with having fun. But you don't want to play a game. But let's read this. Read it from the top.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy,
Read.
and the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
Go ahead.
A man that hath joy of his children,
Would you agree that make somebody happy, having joy of their children? Go ahead.
and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
So we're going to be happy once America gets destroyed.
That's right.
That's going to make us happy as Israelites for all the oppression, rape, rob, and murder that your ancestors have committed on you, especially to our people. It still happens every day. So that's going to make us happy. I'm going to have a big smile on my face once I see a nuke with USSR on the side of it hits America.
Right.
I'm going to be
Right.
Wouldn't that hit you too?
Who knows? I don't necessarily can say it's for sure, but if it does happen, either way, I'm going to be happy. This is the place of our captivity. We were oppressed and put in slavery. And we're still being oppressed right now. So this place has to go down in a heap of flames in order for us to get out of this hellhole.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the only way America is going to get right, when it gets destroyed. Where it no longer exists. Where it no longer has the power to inflict corruption on the planet. And go to everywhere they want and afflict other people. You know what I mean? Because you're the main culprit. Your people.
That's right.
Do you agree with that?
Not necessarily.
Do you believe in justice?
I used to.
Oh, interesting. You used to. Why? What changed your mind?
All right, think of this. Money can be equated to power, right?
Sure.
Fuck is that? Yeah. So, power is freedom.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So if you have enough money, you have enough power.
Uh-huh.
So once you're powerful enough, you can do, actually name whatever. Doesn't matter.
Not necessarily.
All right, so I'm probably going to go into some conspiracy stuff, but have you ever heard of the Bohemian Grove?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's a
yeah,
secret
think
society,
that.
though. That's a secret society. That's a different type of power.
So if you have enough money,
It's not about money within money. It's not about money in the Bohemian Grove. It's never been about money. It's about rituals. Blood sacrifice. I'm familiar with all that.
that's what I mean. It's like,
So you have
if
to have money to give a blood sacrifice?
No, I mean, if you have enough money, you have enough power, and if you have enough power, you can do whatever
But there's
you
plenty
want.
of people with money and power that aren't in the Bohemian Grove.
That's not what I mean.
But
it's
and
an
that's why I say
example.
there's different types of power. Those politicians that you're representing go to Bohemian Grove, and those celebrities that go to Bohemian Grove, they enter a pact of secret society. They sign that contract of Freemasonry, or whatever you want to call it. The Illuminati, as they call it. That's what they do. They sign a contract and commit rituals, and then they get the money based on those rituals. But they still don't have all the power in the world, because if you go against the grain at any point in time, and don't represent what you signed on for, they can strip you of that money, right? You might still have influence. That's the main thing that you have. You have influence. The money doesn't necessarily dictate anything. Because they can kill that same politician, same celebrity, in that same organization if they do something wrong, right? So they can't do whatever they want, right? It's about following the guidelines of that secret society. Right or wrong?
Speaking of guidelines,
Am I right or wrong?
oh,
I'm familiar with the Bohemian Grove. I'm familiar with it. The presidents and politicians go, celebrities go there. It's not about the money. They're there to commit a ritual act. The cremation of care, I'm pretty sure you've seen that.
yes,
When Alex Jones snuck in there and videotaped it, they were sacrificing kids there.
funny guy.
He is a funny guy. He was telling the truth at that point, though. But that's what I'm telling you. It's not about the money, though. It's about the ritualistic acts of wickedness that they do to maintain that power behind the scenes. But go ahead.
So my statement, a long preach ago, I was going to say, I see the Bible not as a prophecy or like whatever you guys see it as, but as moral and philosophical guidelines to be a better person and live a good, wholesome life. Just to be a good, if not better person. Like with many religions, it's not about being right, it's about being good.
Is that right?
Yes, that's what I believe.
Is that subjective, though?
I said that's what I believe.
Is being good subjective?
Depends.
So if I don't have the Bible, can I still be good?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you heard of empathy?
Absolutely.
It's like
Absolutely.
if you never heard of the Bible, but you still grew up around people, and you learned from others what good and bad is.
Okay.
Can good things still be considered good and bad things still be considered bad?
Depends. I grew up in the hood. I thought selling drugs was good at one point in time. I thought having multiple sex partners and not being with them was good.
That's just unsanitary.
Killing people, I thought killing people was good.
It's a matter of context.
And that's my point. Just because you read the Bible doesn't mean you're still going to do good things.
Exactly.
Because the Christian church reads the same book we're reading but doesn't do anything good. They still do abominable works according to the guidelines in the Bible. The Christian church does not follow the Bible as it is written. They tell you that you can eat whatever you want. But God in His Word says you can't eat whatever you want. So why would I follow them when I can just read the book for myself and figure out what God wants me to do?
So, wait, I'm confused. In beginning, you said that Protestants are bad because...
I didn't say anything about Protestants being bad.
Alright, so you said that only the Israelites are allowed to read it.
I didn't say allowed to read it. They're the only ones that were given understanding to properly understand the Bible.
So, if someone, not them, were to read it, would they gain any form of understanding?
Absolutely.
So, anyone can understand the Bible.
For the most part, it depends on what topic is on.
It's a matter of...
Not every
Focus
topic we would agree with, but I can definitely say other nations can understand the Bible to an extent.
So,
But I'm talking about the mainstream Christianity that's being taught everywhere across the world. That everybody can be saved. That madness. That's not true. That's not in the Bible. Or it is in the Bible, but they don't teach the proper understanding of that. Everybody can be saved. Only the Israelites can be saved.
Right.
You know what I mean?
do you believe Israelite to be a state of mind?
It's a nationality.
Okay.
It's an ethnicity of people. An actual people group. Everybody up here that you're looking at is an Israelite. By blood.
Right.
By blood.
I feel like that feels divisive.
Of course it's divisive. Everything is divisive. God is divisive. Do you agree with that?
Right.
You want me to read it to you?
You've done enough.
You don't want me to read it?
You've done plenty.
God is divisive though.
I want to give you some. I want to give you some time. I want to give myself some time.
Time for what?
Go home. Like, go and have a depression nap or something.
Depression now.
Yeah.
I'm depressed looking at you right now.
That's right.
Being in my people's land. That's what's depressing me.
That's right.
You and your people. Every Caucasian in America needs to go back to Europe. But they won't. They conquered the world already. They passed laws. They're in charge. Like you said, they're powerful. They're not going to give up that power. The only way they're going to give up their power is them being destroyed. That's what I told you earlier.
Alright, so.
And that's how it works. And that's how God's going to do it. And that's what's prophesied in the Bible. That's why you don't believe in the Bible. You don't believe in the prophecy because you're not an Israelite first and foremost. The Bible doesn't pertain to you. And you can't understand it. Because you want people to be together like some rainbow coalition. That's not how it works. Give me that in Sirach. You know what I want? 14?
Let me talk, damn it.
I just listened to you. I was talking.
You
You
keep
stopped
trying to
talking.
cut me off.
I didn't cut you off.
Yes, you did.
Well,
trying
I
to
don't
say-
care. I don't care. Let me read this. 14 and 13?
Fuck this is fucking strange.
Or is it 15? It's 15. All right, white man. Prepare for change, man.
That's right.
That's right.
What's that?
If you want change, be the change.
I am being the change. I am being the change. I said chains.
Right.
Like shackles,
Right.
like
Good.
handcuffs, and
That's right.
chains.
Right.
That's what I said. I am being the change, though. I am definitely being the change. Starting on my own personal walk. I'm being the change by doing what God told the Israelites to do. You, on the other hand, you can do whatever you want to do. Read the Bible for yourself and learn. Whatever. That's fine. But the end result, as God has already ordained from the beginning of time, your people will be in slavery after America gets destroyed. And then there's an extra reward for you. extermination. That's how God feels.
Right.
God is so upset with the white race that he's going to exterminate you off the face of the planet.
That's right.
That's just going to happen. You know what I went? Is it 15
Actually,
or is
you
it?
may want to like
Every
step
beast
a
of his
little.
life, the 13? Oh, this one, 15. This is for you. Read.
Bring it out.
Ecclesiastes 13 to 15. Every beast loveth his life, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind.
Oh, what?
All flesh consorteth according to the kind.
What does that mean? All flesh consorteth according to kind. What does that mean? Can you tell me what that means? Or what do you take from it? All flesh consorteth according to kind.
Stop understanding you.
You stop understanding me? You just baffled by our message?
No, it's like
You want a friend? Am I giving it to you? Is that what you mean?
I want someone to help gain understand, but you
I'm helping you understand, but it's not in the way that you want. You want a friend, man. That's what you're looking for.
that's one way of putting it out.
We'll never be friends. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to be friends with you. I want to be friends with you, man. What would I dare do? The way you think and the way what we were talking about earlier is just one example. Your heritage is another example. But I'm pretty sure you're free, you know. But anyways, read this.
Ecclesiastes 13 and 16. All flesh consorteth according to kind.
All flesh consort according to kind, meaning what? We as the Israelites are only going to be around the Israelites, period. We can work with other nations. We can even go to sports bars and drink with other nations, you know what I mean? So we're not here to mingle and intermingle to have fun with you. No, we've done that before. And look what it cost us.
Bring it out.
And our freedom and in our communities. That's what's happening.
Good.
We're not looking for other nations to bond with and be friends with at this day. We're going to separate, and that's how God's going to do it, and His Son's going to do it when He comes back. Give me
That's right.
Matthew 25 and 31, read.
And a man will cleave to his life.
A man going to cleave to his life. You're not my life. My life is a black, Hispanic, Native American man, woman, and child.
SES.
What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly.
Yeah, you're a sinner. I'm a godly man. Oh, you're
Right.
trying to be.
That's right.
What?
Yeah, this is actually taking a lot of time. I have to get
I know, devil. I know.
Right.
Prepare for change, like I said. Keep reading.
Right. What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness,
As a wild ass, a donkey is a lion's prey in the wilderness, read.
so the rich eat up the poor.
So the rich eat at the poor. He just said it out of his own mouth. The people that have money and power are the people that are prominent. But I said it to himself that there's other people that are rich that don't necessarily have the same type of power that he's representing about those politicians, that they have to take an oath to the secret society in order to maintain that power. What happens when you go and disagree in that society? They'll put you to death. They're gonna demonize you. They're gonna call you a whistleblower if you start saying too much. Then they're gonna kill you.
Right.
That's how it works. Read.
As the proud hate the humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor.
The rich and poor. We know the most rich people on earth, the white man. Those elite families and bankers that we know, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all them other fake Jews, they have trillions of dollars through rape, rob, and theft, man.
Good.
And we don't get that back in blood, as they say.
That's right. Right.
Right.
You know what you got?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him
Before him, what?
shall be gathered all nations,
Read on.
and he shall separate them.
Read on what?
He shall separate them.
Wait a minute. The Christian church will have you believe that everybody's supposed to come together. We're all the body of Christ, every nation. But this is talking about when Christ comes back and separating nation from nation. Read.
And he shall separate them one from another.
Israelite with Israelites, Moabites with Moabites, Edomites with Edomites, Edomites with Edomites, and so on and so forth.
Right.
This is when Christ returns out of his own mouth. Read.
as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. Who's the sheep? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. The Israelites, the black, Hispanic, Native American man on this side of the world, man. And all the other tribes that are Israelites scattered abroad. Is that it? Give me this 23 and 27 and 28. Let me close out with this.
Ecclesiastes 23 and 27. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than to fear the Lord. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord.
Exactly. We was talking about fear earlier. And it says there's nothing better than the fear of Yahweh, man. It comes with a lot of perks. And I already referenced there's a difference between purposeful fear and fear of everything else. We already read that, read.
And that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord.
There's nothing sweeter. Why? Because with that, we're going to get the kingdom of heaven, man. Give me that. Actually, give me Wisdom of Solomon real quick. 6. I think it's 18. Read.
It is a great glory to follow Yahweh and to be received of his long life.
Read that again.
And to be received of him is long life.
To be received of Yahweh is long life, the everlasting life in the kingdom of heaven, which will be ruled by the Israelites, starting with the world close Christ and Mashiach. Read. How shall I say?
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6.
You can start there, go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 18. And love is the keeping of her laws.
And love is keeping up her laws, read. Talking about wisdom, read.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
The assurance of incorruption. Being perfect, how Christ commanded us to be perfect, how he was perfect walking the earth, with his commandments, read.
And incorruption maketh us near unto God.
Incorruption makes us near unto God. So what happens when you're sinning? Like it says in Isaiah, we're separated from God through our sins. Read.
Therefore, the desires of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
The desire of wisdom brings you to a kingdom. That everlasting life is going to start with us fearing God, keeping his ways, and it's going to continue with that same thought process and walk. Because when we get to the new covenant, we're going to be keeping the law perfectly anyways. The law is never going to get done away with. The law is always going to be our heritage. It's always going to be what's going to be pleasing in the sight of the Most High, period. No matter what any Christian theologian says, or apology, or fake apology says. And that's our duty to come out here and teach our people the main duty of as Israelites to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And with that, we're going to close out, give all praise, honor, and glory. Oh, Salak, what's going on, Elder?
What's the comparison with the Israelites to the philosophy Jews in Ethiopia?
The comparison to the philosophy Jews and Israelites? Well, first and foremost, if they're really Ethiopians, they're not Israelites. You know what I mean? If you're Ethiopian, that means you come from Ham. You don't come from Shem, you'll be a heathen. So a lot of those philosophy Jews, according to what the teachers say in our school, philosophy just means false. You're a false Jew. Philosophy means false Jew. And that's why those Jewish people are accepted. They have no problem assigning somebody in Africa to be a Jewish person because they know those aren't the real Jews. They'll go to Uganda, they'll go to certain other countries and say, oh, we'll adopt them as Jews and then forsake the real Jews that are in the same atmosphere or landmass. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of videos of people over there in the Middle East, Afghanistan, I forgot the name of them, but they keep the Nazarite back. You know what I mean? Those are probably people from Northern Kingdom, quite as kept. They never cut their hair, they're Nazarites as is written in the law. I gotta find it, but I'm gonna try to remember after this video. I'm gonna look it up for you. But anyways, those people in Afghanistan, what's it called? Yeah, look that up for me because me and the brother was talking about that a while ago. There's brothers in the Middle East, Afghanistan, I think, that keep the Nazarite back, and we believe those to be Israelites. So their Jewish man would never go to them and go, oh man, you keep the customs of the Israelites, even though you don't call yourself an Israelite. But in all actuality, there's plenty of West African tribes that keep Israelite customs. They have the ephod, have the 12 stones in it, like the priests of God did in the ancient world. They had those customs, keep circumcision, keep Passover, keep Sabbath, all that type of stuff. That's how you prove an Israelite. Not necessarily 100%. But if a Jewish person comes up to those Ethiopians or somebody in Africa that anoints them, has a little, what's it called, the yarmulke on their head, more than likely those aren't the real Jews. Because they're inviting any and everybody back that's not the real Jews to be quote unquote Israelite or Israelis now. Especially Asian people. Like those are the least of the least. Those are mambies according to God. They would never be allowed in that temple area. You know what I mean? Does it answer your question? Any other questions? What you got? What you got?
This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also ye shall be slain by my sword.
So the prophecy, God says Ethiopians are going to be slain by the sword. So if you call yourself a Falasha Jew or Ethiopian Jew, if you're truly Ethiopian, the Bible says God's going to kill you.
Right.
So there's a conundrum there. Both can't be true. You know what I mean? So that's another thing people have to be wary of. You know what I mean? Yeah, read it for me. You got it? What's it called? Bashuali?
Pashtunwali and the Parthians.
Yeah, they're in Afghanistan, right? Yeah, they're in Afghanistan. Brothers with the Nazarite vows. But yeah, there's plenty of information over there. You got a flyer from the brother, right? So yeah, any information, like I said, you can contact the brothers. They're usually out here every week at this location, or right down the street, I believe, at right in front of Hooters or whatever. Sometimes at CNN Center. But ultimately, the information's all online if you don't have time to come out every week. But like I said, I'm gonna close out. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahushai and say Shalom.
Shalom.